it was reported and found out that all his t-shirts were taken off Pro Wrestling Tees, uh,
They were told
and
to remove them.
and told to remove them. And
WWE.
that's your sign. That's
Yes.
your
1,000%.
that
It's similar to like Chelsea Green. I'm pretty sure the same thing happened to like Chelsea Green. The same thing why she had to delete her OnlyFans months before she even debuted again in WWE. It's just like it's following the formula.
mhm.
Um, I don't know that they've had a deal, because then one of the other stories I sent you was that he's been speaking to people within WWE, even some wrestlers
Nakamura.
about it and whatever, and that basically what they believe it's coming down to right now is, do you want to become a worldwide phenomenon and go to WWE, have WrestleMania, have some of the biggest matches ever, or do you want to get paid and go to AEW? I feel like the answer is simple, but I'm not Okada. So, but
Yeah.
I do feel like if this were 10 years ago, where would I tell him to go? AEW.
Yeah.
If I'm talking right now, you go here, brother. You go to WWE. It doesn't matter how much money, you'll get up front from AEW. You're going to make a shit ton of money with WWE.
And
Uh
merch, you gotta
yeah,
think of the merch sales.
and someone mentioned this idea, which I loved this idea for his debut. Okay. So, what if, and in a different way, not in the
Okay.
exact same formula,
Okay.
but the way that Cody came back to WWE, where Seth Rollins was like, I don't have a Mania match. I don't have a Mania match, blah, blah, blah. Then they give him a match and then he doesn't know who the opponent is. And Cody comes out and is like, oh my God, it's Cody Rhodes. What if they did that with Okada? That I feel like would be so sick. Like
We got Okada at 40.
that would be sick. Like if
I
someone if someone does like an open challenge because they're pissed that they didn't get a match and it's fucking Okada, dude. I
you just
feel
hear the
like
if I hear the coin drop, I'll lose my shit.
I
I
just think
will lose
that
my shit.
to me that's like the coolest way for him to debut, because I think first of all that was like the greatest way for Cody to return, like um because of all of the stuff that led up to his return, obviously. And
Mhm.
even though it was spoiled, it was still cool. And I feel like when it comes to a guy like Okada, it's like you can't really think about an ideal scenario that makes sense or seems fitting of him to debut other than I feel like in that way. It's kind of like what we were saying, the same thing, like if it were Osprey, like that would have been a cool way for him to debut as well. And so I feel like I don't know. To me, and that's not, I'm not even being biased just because we're going to be at Mania. I feel like it would just be like a really cool way for him to debut, and similar to like AJ Styles debuting through the Royal Rumble. Like no one expected it because he was like number 3,
Mhm.
and that was like people still go back and watch it. The same thing with like Cody's return at Mania. People still go back and watch it. That would be a really cool moment to have for Okada, I feel like. Like what a welcome, you
Well,
know.
it's a moment he needs to cement himself as, I would say, a wrestling phenomenon. You could
Cuz it
talk about the AEW stuff and international, but no, WWE is such an internationally known name now, and with how they're now going to do more, not just live events, but PLEs around the world. You need a guy like Okada that people know just from being in New Japan and what that holds. You already have it already with your women's division in the Joshi wrestling with
mhm.
Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Io Sky. The Japanese style wrestling and just Japanese wrestling in general is, I would say, more of a sacred thing. And everyone wants to say, "Oh, the closest thing is AEW." No, the closest thing is AEW is because they just want to. They'll just do business.
They just want to
It's
hoard everybody. To me, it's getting to the point where they just want to have as much of the talent that's available as they possibly can to say they have them. That's like what it is, or like paying them to be like, ha ha ha, we won, we got another one. You know what I mean? But it's like,
But
it's
how are you
not
using them? How are
exactly.
you
That's what I
using them?
mean. Like,
Yes.
if he wants to get paid a ton of money, then sure, go to
Work your
AEW,
WCW schedule, yeah.
but then you're not going to be on TV every week. You're not going to like get as much attention. Like you're not going to have a WrestleMania. Like there's a lot of benefits to going to WWE that are like longevity as opposed to money. Like
Mhm.
upfront anyway. You know, you'll make more money long term in WWE, but I don't know. It'd be pretty cool. What if it's like Nakamura? I could see Nakamura throwing a fit because he didn't have a Mania match. Or he
What
starts
are we doing?
teasing.
What are we doing
Uh
here?
hold
Is
on
it a
just
needle mover? Oh,
why
sorry.
do you why?
Sorry.
You're such a man. Um we could
Grr.
see Nakamura doing that or even like doing again where he's like hinting at who he's going after next, like with what he did with Cody, but you never find out who it is until he like calls them out at Mania
Yeah.
and was just like show your face or you're like a coward, blah 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 blah, and it's Okada, bro.